Picture this: Australia, 1932. Not the typical battlefield you'd imagine, but home to the Great Emu War. Farmers, overwhelmed by a relentless horde of emus decimating their crops, cried out for help. The government responded, not with pest control, but with the military. Machine guns in tow, they waged war against the emus. But these feathered foes were not so easily defeated, proving surprisingly elusive. Despite the heavy artillery, only a handful of emus were dispatched, and so the emus lived to fight another day. In 1518, Strasbourg, France was the stage for a peculiar performance, a dance that lasted for days. Around 400 people were swept up in this bewildering spectacle, gyrating, hopping and leaping in a trance-like state. They danced in the streets, in homes, and everywhere they found space. Food and sleep seemed to lose their importance. This inexplicable event, known as the dancing plague, remains one of history's most puzzling episodes of mass psychogenic illness. And they danced until they could dance no more. Cleveland, Ohio, 1974, a baseball game, a few beers, and a riot. Picture this: a promotional event, 10-cent beer night, meant to boost attendance at the Cleveland Indians game. The plan? Simple: sell beer for a dime a cup. What could go wrong? Well, everything. As the alcohol flowed, fans grew rowdier, culminating in a full-blown riot. The game was disrupted, and eventually, the home team had to forfeit. And that's why you don't mix baseball and cheap beer. Before modern dentistry, there was the toothworm. Yes, you heard it right, the toothworm. In ancient times, people believed toothache stemmed from these minuscule creatures burrowing into their teeth and causing torment. This belief persisted for centuries across different cultures. However, as the field of dentistry developed, we came to understand that toothaches are caused by factors like cavities, gum disease, and infection, not tiny tooth-dwelling worms. So, next time you have a toothache, thank your lucky stars it's not a worm. In 1919, Boston was hit with a wave, not of water but of molasses. Now imagine this: a gigantic tank bursts and a monstrous tsunami of sweet, sticky molasses engulfs the streets, swamping buildings and trapping people and horses. This was no comical mishap, but a genuine disaster. The molasses flood claimed 21 lives, caused widespread damage, and left an enduring mess. It took weeks to clean up the city, with seawater finally washing away the residual stickiness. And Boston was left in a sticky situation. Long before Wi-Fi and smartphones, there was the telegraph. This was the Victorian internet, a revolution in the 19th century that transformed how we communicate. With just a series of clicks, dashes, and pauses, messages could traverse vast distances in real time. This was no less than a miracle in an era that relied heavily on physical mail. It was the dawn of instant communication, shrinking our vast world into a global village. And that's how we got our start in instant communication. 1814 London, a city drowned in beer. Imagine this: a massive vat of beer ruptures, sending a tidal wave of ale cascading through the streets. Buildings crumbled, homes were inundated, and the smell of malt and hops filled the air. Tragically, several people drowned or succumbed to alcohol poisoning as they were literally swept away by the brew. A chilling reminder of the destructive power of our favorite beverage. And that's the true meaning of drowning your sorrows. World War II, a time of battles, espionage, and a corpse. Picture this: British intelligence, in a daring ruse, plants a body with misleading documents off the Spanish coast. This ingenious deception, dubbed Operation Mincemeat, was more than a mere prank. It was a game-changer. The Germans swallowed the bait, believing the Allies would invade elsewhere, leading them to shift their forces. The operation was a resounding success, altering the course of the war. And so, one man's death deceived an entire army. The Amber Room, a treasure lost in the chaos of war. A breathtaking masterpiece, the Amber Room was a gift from Prussia to Russia in the 18th century. This stunning chamber, adorned with amber panels and gold leaf, was considered an eighth wonder of the world. However, during the tumult of World War II, this wondrous room vanished into thin air. Despite extensive search efforts and numerous theories, its whereabouts remain shrouded in mystery. And the Amber Room remains lost to this day. Abraham Lincoln, statesman, president, and wrestler? Yes, you heard that right. Before his presidency, Lincoln was quite the formidable wrestler. He had a reputation for his strength and agility, a testament to his humble beginnings. Out of roughly 300 matches, it's said that Lincoln only faced defeat once. His wrestling skills were so impressive, he was inducted into the Wrestling Hall of Fame in 1992. And that's why you don't mess with Honest Abe.